Hi crafty friends, welcome back to my channel. Finally, I have time to sit down and film a flip through of my little tag journal that I have made in a challenge with my subscriber Joanne. I know some of you asked if I could film the process of this. However, whenever I had a chance to work on this, usually was like early in the morning, and I tried not to film early in the morning when I craft because everybody's asleep and I don't know how like if they can hear me. Like my husband, the bedroom is right upstairs from my craft room, so I have a hard time filming early in the morning. So I decided I'm just gonna finish it because I don't want Joanne to have to wait for this thing forever. And then just show you and explain what I did. Alright, so if you watched the first video of this, you've seen me make the front or the cover and the back, and rather than using the tag holes to as the binding, I put little tiny baby eyelets in each tag and used that as a binding. I tried to come up with like something that I can use to bind this, but then I just ended up using like some embroidery thread, and I tied a knot and then a little bow, so if Joanne ever wanted to, she could take this apart. Okay, so anyway, and I used a ring as the closure. I hope I'm not zoomed in too much, but I figured you guys might want to see the details. And then I just tied some sari silk, some crinkled seam binding, and a little bit of like lace ribbon on this. And that's just how you open it. Ta-da-da-da! And my dog's super loud right now. Oops, I'm losing all these things here. Gotta stick them back on there later. All right. So when you little backstory. I had asked Joanne if she wanted to do a little challenge with me, and we decided to make a mini journal out of 10 tags, and we didn't like have any other rules. It was just we had to use 10 tags, and then we could use our just be creative. Okay, so anyway, so when you open this is the first page, and I've used coffee dyed tags. It had like patterns dyed onto them. So that's the first page. I just put a label that I stamped on with some wax paper bag and then some graph paper so she can journal on it if she wanted to. Second one is also just coffee dyed lined paper with a sticker, and the paper clip is actually holding tickets on the other side. Then here I have lined coffee dyed paper, and then I have one of those little paper flowers with a snap and then some lace. And then over here I used some old wallpaper. It's really pretty rose wallpaper, and I sewed some plastic on it from like a laminating sheet, and then I made this little not baby tag, a toddler tag. And it goes into this pocket. So I love see-through pockets because then you can actually see what's in the pocket, and also you're not really covering up the beautiful background. All right, so then we got little tag in the tag, and then we flip over, and then here I used some craft paper and just some random pieces, label, and then this one is a circle that I punched out from a coffee dyed index card that also has a pattern on it, and then a little crocheted flower. Then over here we have this lovely paper, and then I just put like a whale tail tab up here and then some lace. I tried to leave like writing space because for me a journal has writing space even if you don't use it to write. And then here I used a beautiful background paper from Kathy Holden's new collection, and then just some this is actually a old vintage form that has lines, like it's pink, so I just tore a piece out with some wax paper and then some old buttons. These are all vintage buttons, and some lace. And then over here I have an old German book page, and it actually says Stuttgart. This is I used to live there in Germany. And then we just have like a little lace flower, an old vintage ticket, a cluster that I made with the Tim Holtz Tiny People. Oops, I'm sorry. And then a label. And I try to keep everything like in pink tones because she said she likes pink and vintage. All right, and then, oops. Here we have a book page with flowers, and I have like really thin paper. I think it was like super thin typewriter paper from the 50s, and then I just put it on top so you could write on it, but you can still see through it. And then just some pink lace ribbon. Here it's beautiful, a beautiful rose digital printed, or I have a whole stack that I printed a while ago and I never ended up using, so I went through those papers and just used some. Again, one of those little paper flowers, and I bought these on Etsy. Then I have the number 11 as a index clip. And then here, I really like this one. Some old paper, I think it was from an old book page, and I stamped on it, and I put one of my little clusters on here as a decoration. And then here I cut one of those flowers out from my wallpaper and made it as a pocket. So I have like, these are the baby tags. The other one was a toddler tag, size-wise. And then I just put these little tags in here. And I stamped notes on here, so she can put little notes in here. And then here is one of my favorite pages. I took a book page for my little golden book. I believe, if I remember correctly, Joanne collects little golden books. And then I just sewed one of the plastic sheets on there, and I made a shaker tag. So this is purely for decoration or to play. I just love it. So they're all like glittery pink, whatever, sequins. And then here's just a little trim. Over here is just some scrapbook paper with a beautiful flower and a tab. And then here we have a Coffee Dyed guest check, and you just flip it open, and then you can write on it or on the back. I love this pattern so much. And then you close it back, and here, I love this. That's where the circle actually came from that I punched out earlier. Showed you earlier. I made a lace window. Same paper from Kathy Holden's new paper line, and you can see through. I just love like different little, I don't know, things like windows and pockets and hidden things. And then she can still write on here. And this is the last page. It's just like an old, well, it's also from Kathy Holden, some lace. And then this is like an old seal that I got. It's from the 50s, got it from my estate sale. And then this is the back. So yeah, I've seen pictures of what Joanne's made, and so mine is totally different. But I love seeing how people have, like, we have one idea. So we said we're using 10 tags, and then you can do whatever you want. And I love how everybody comes up with different ideas. It's just really, really neat to see how everybody's creative brain works differently. Okay, let me put this back on here. So yeah, I gotta get this into the mail next week so it can go to Canada. I hope this gave you some inspiration. I will link the first video in the description below, and then some other links that might be interesting for you, like how I do my coffee dyeing, and then what else? The tiny people, maybe. Yeah, clusters for tiny tags. Yeah, so let me know what you think, guys. And sorry I didn't film the process of how I made this, but I tried to explain it in detail. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a crafty day. Bye.